my name is Ashley, and if you're new here, welcome. Today I wanted to do a video on my experience as a substitute teacher, so let's get right into the video. Okay, so for this video I wanted to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, my overall experience. So if you are new here, just to kind of help you get an idea of what to expect, or if you are already a sub, you've probably already gone through some of these things. But yeah, let's just talk about some things. So number one, the majority of the time when you are a substitute teacher, the teachers have to leave assignments before they're out, but there's times where there are emergencies and they're not aware that they're going to be out, so they don't have enough time to be able to plan lessons and all that. I did have it happen to me once where I've gone to go sub and the teacher always leaves work. I've never had a problem before. Teachers are always leaving me work, extra work. Never had a problem before of not having any assignments for the kiddos to do. This one time I had a teacher who, she knew she was gonna be out, but I just don't understand if she just didn't prepare. I don't know. I have honestly no clue. But she was going to be on campus, but she was going to be out. So I had to sub in for her classroom. For the first half of the day, the kids, literally from 8 to 12, the kids were reading their library books for 4 hours. And they were really good kids, so I didn't have a problem till probably when lunch was coming around. They started getting really bored, and they started telling me like, "Miss, we're bored," and that's because we love reading. And so that's when I was just like, okay, this teacher did not leave me any work. I did not bring any work because I've been a substitute for 3 years now. Actually, I think this is my 4th year. Yeah, this is my 4th year being a substitute teacher. I had never had a teacher not leave me work. Since the kiddos did not have any work, I immediately asked the next door teacher, and since it was, I think, the last 2 weeks of school, the majority of the kids from the class had taken their books home, and so I had to ask the teacher next door for some help. She did give me some assignments, but those kids finished those assignments within like 20 minutes, which was crazy. I had to call the front office to explain to them that I just did not have any more work for them to do. I guess they called the teacher, and the teacher came into her room. She was furious that I guess I had called the front office, but it wasn't my fault because she should know that she needs to leave the kids work. That was probably my first worst experience, was with the teacher. She did not leave any work at all, and I learned my lesson. So let's say if I'm going to be doing 4th grade and I know I'm going to be doing 4th grade the next day, I will print out at least 20 to 25 papers of a certain assignment, whether it be 1, 2, just for them to do, so that way they're not bored. You can also buy some books on Amazon. I know there's a lot of them. I'll actually have some down link below that I really like. What you can do is take one of those books. If you notice when you get to the classroom that there are no assignments, you can just take that book, write a little on a little post-it note, tape it on the page that you want a copy. Hello, I'm subbing for Miss la da da da's classroom. I just wanted to know if you can make X amount of copies, and then send a student to the front office with the book, and they will send you some assignments just in case she doesn't have any assignments for you. If she does have assignments for you, then of course do the assignments. Number 2, I have been a substitute for, now this is I think my 4th year. For some odd reason, the district that I work for, there's only I think 8 or 9 elementaries, and since I am 22, I'm not allowed to sub for middle school and high school because of the age. So there is an age limit in my district, so since I am 22, I'm not allowed to sub for middle school and high school. I have to be, I think, 23. I think I have to be 23 or 24 in order to substitute for middle school and high school. So that is till next year. So I'm currently just doing all elementaries, and so there's only I think 8 or 9 elementaries within the district that I work for, and I've never actually subbed for this one school. And it actually happened to me this past year where I went to the school for the first time. I was not aware that they confiscated the substitute cell phone. This was totally new to me, and I thought it was a very I did not like it that they confiscated the subs phones, because of the fact that, one, your cell phone can get lost, and I'm assuming they're not going to be reliable for it. In order for you to get the keys of the classroom, you had to leave your license and your cell phone. I did not like that at all. I remember the day that I went in to sub for that school, there was actually another substitute teacher. She was giving her reason as to why she did not want to give her phone. I did not have a problem, but I didn't like the fact that I had to, especially since all the other elementaries that I have subbed for, they've never done that before. I think it's very risky because of the fact that one, they can lose the cell phone, and two, lose my license. I'm assuming they're not going to be reliable for them. That was a totally new experience. I don't know why they do that. Supposedly it's policy, but it's only policy for that school. So yeah, that was my experience with the whole cell phone thing. So another thing, number 3, is that I did not expect to walk so much. So if I were you and you are a substitute teacher, you're barely starting, or you are a substitute teacher, you know that you walk a lot, I would recommend taking some very comfy shoes, because you do walk a lot. You have to be up and down in the classroom, making sure the kiddos are doing their job, their assignments. Sometimes you have to do lunch duty, so that also requires you to walk a lot. So I would really recommend taking some comfy shoes. Number 4, I one time had subbed for a pre-K. I think it was pre-K or kinder. I can't really remember. Man, was that a day. So I remember I subbed for, I don't know if it was kinder or pre-K, and man, that day was hectic. I think I was an assistant aide, or like a teacher aide, so I wasn't the actual main teacher. There was another teacher who was the main teacher and I was just assisting her. Man, was that day crazy. I've never done kinder or pre-K. That was the first time, and oh my goodness, for that I will probably never sub for those grades again. They are just really tiny, and they are still learning how to become disciplined, and they are still learning a lot. So my experience with subbing kinder and pre-K was crazy. I had a student who somehow, don't know how it happened, the student went to the restroom on the carpet, the reading carpet, you know, the carpet that says A, B, C, D. Yes, the student did not number 1 but number 2 on the carpet, and I don't know how it happened. We had about, I think, 15 to 20 little kiddos running around, and man, oh man, they're babies. They're basically babies, and a lot of them just don't listen because they're barely, I guess, learning how to. And man, that was a very hectic day. Aside from that, another little girl, she accidentally had an accident on her pants, so we had to call her parents. They usually had a set of clothes in their backpack just in case they had accidents. She did not have any clothes in her backpack that time, and so we had to call her mom, and her mom came and day. So I probably won't be subbing for kinder or pre-K again because it is very hard. And I remember the teacher's name, and every time I see her at that school, I always say hello to her. I give her a hug because man, does she have patience. I can't imagine being able to do that every single day. This was probably my worst experience. I was subbing for, I think, 5th grade or 6th grade, because the district that I work for, their elementaries run up to 6th grade, and I think it was 6th or 5th grade. I can't remember what grade. I was subbing for a class, and I had 3 girls who were giving me so much attitude. So be aware of that. If you are subbing for 5th, 6th, they are starting to get that little bit of the attitude. So man, I had those girls giving me attitude. I did not like it. I would not let those girls talk to me that way, and so I told them that I was going to leave their teacher a note, which I always do. I always make sure to leave a note for all the teachers that I sub for, just to give them an idea of who is good, who is bad, did they finish their assignments, and just to give her a gist of what went on that day. And so I told the girls that I was going to leave a note to their teacher saying that they were not being good and being very disrespectful. Well, we had to go to computer lab. The girls somehow managed to, I think it was two of the 3 girls and 1 boy managed to stay behind because they were the last ones of the line. They were the last ones to line up. And so, you know, I'm leading the classroom to the computer lab, and so I'm in front of the line, or at least in the middle of the line, and I'm assuming that they're in line because there's around 15 to 25 students, and the majority of them are really, really good. It was just those 3 girls, and there was 1 boy with them. I think the 2 girls and 1 boy stayed behind. I had written some notes about the girls with their bad and all of that stuff. I had closed my spiral. I remember closing my spiral because I don't want the kids to be reading my stuff or, you know, just going through my things, so I made sure to close it. The 3 students stayed behind. I went to go drop off the students at the computer lab. I had realized when I got to the computer lab that I had left my schedule that the teacher had left me. I left it in the classroom. So I did not know what was next, what time we were going to be back. So I was just like, I told the teacher that was in the computer lab, I told her, oh, I'll be back. You know, I'm just going to go get the schedule. I need to go get it. I need to go get my spiral. I need to go get all that stuff. She was like, okay, I'll go for it. So then I went to go get my spiral, my schedule, everything. When I got to the classroom, I realized my spiral was open, and it was open to the page where I had written all of the stuff about these girls. I had remembered, I was just like, why is this open? I know I closed it. So then I was furious because I had had enough of these little girls. They were giving me attitude all day, being so disrespectful, being so talkative, and I had it. I grabbed my spiral, went straight to the computer lab. I took those 2 girls out of the classroom, and I was mad. And I told them, I was just like, you girls are so disrespectful. I'm not going to be taking this anymore. I am going to let the front office know of this. I'm going to let your teacher know of this. I'm going to make sure you girls pretty much get in trouble, because I did not like how they were going through my things. I was like, I told them it's very disrespectful for you to be going through my things. I have told you girls to settle down many, many times. I had told the girls that I was going to pretty much get them in trouble because it was very disrespectful that they were going through my thing. The girls started saying that it wasn't them, it wasn't them. It was the little boy that had stayed behind with them, the one that I said about the little boy. They said it was him. He was the one that went through my stuff, and I made sure to tell the front office. The front office took their names down. Did they do anything? I have absolutely no clue. I did not go back to check on it. It's not like they're gonna tell me anything anyways. That was probably one of my worst experiences aside from the restroom one. Now, I have had some classrooms where they're so good, the kids, they're just amazing. Like, these kids are great. And then there's days where you get classes and you're just like, oh man, do I want to come back here? No. Those are some of my experiences as a substitute teacher. I have many more, but those are the only ones that I can think of as of right now. So if you are a substitute teacher or you're thinking about becoming one, I have plenty of videos. I have 2 videos on tips for substitute teachers. I have another video on a day in the life of a substitute teacher, and I kind of take you about my day. I also have a video on how to become a substitute teacher. If you are not a substitute teacher and you want to become one, I kind of gives you a little gist of what to do. I'll put that down below also. And if you are a substitute teacher, I have a really good side job that you can do where you can make an extra $1,000 a month with only 2 hours in the morning from home, which is crazy, I know. But if you are a substitute teacher, this job is going to be perfect for you. I'll have that down below, or I'll have it linked right after this video ends. I really do love being a substitute teacher. I love the flexibility. I love children. They are just so great. Some of them are kind of bad, but for the majority, they're all good. I would really recommend being a substitute teacher if you're not one. It's a really great job. So thank you so much for watching. If you're new, make sure to subscribe because I have so many videos planned for the future. I want to do more day in the life of a substitute teacher. I just have several ideas for more substituting videos. So yes, if you are new, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video.